All right, so to get to this race in Germany, you actually fly into Prague, and then you have basically a 2-hour drive. Took me about an hour just to get through Prague in traffic. Got a manual here. So no quick shots, no quick sneaky shots while driving through cities. Yeah, just got a bit. Looks like kind of an hour through the countryside till I get to Germany. There are no airports nearby this race. Saw signs for Karlovy Vary just as I was leaving Prague, which is the race that I went to right before I went to the Beijing International Triathlon in 2017, which is where Paula and I met. I guess it's not like technically where we met, but it's where I expressed some interest and we started chit-chatting romantically. Yeah, that's it. Hour 15 to go. Holy shit, this is awesome. Alright, I'm rushing as quick as I can now. In the middle of building my bike, I got a text from the media guys at XTERRA, and they've got a couple athletes, pros, that are going to ride the whole course right now and do a little bit of video on it. So that'll actually just be really helpful to go ride the course with somebody who knows where they're going. So a little bit of a change of plan, heading over there, and then I'll swim at the lake right afterwards. It is so epic here. I don't know what the story is on this little town, but it's like this super cool center that I'm right in, and then there's a ring road around the outside of it, and all these buildings are just beautiful, but pretty quickly you're kind of out of the city center. They just don't make cities quite like that in the US. They just sprawl more, and I don't know, it's just neat. I'm digging it. Alright, always backlit with it. That's about 25K of the course. I really can't preview a whole course in one day. These things just wrecks your legs too hard, so I'm just taking the road back into town now, now, and I'll preview the back half of it tomorrow or the next day. First impressions, it's primarily gravel roads, like Jeep tracks. Not a lot of like single track, a little primitive, but makes for a very technical, high likelihood of pinch flatting if you don't pick lines well, because you can just bash some big rocks. But if one word to describe the whole course would be climbing. Lots of climbing. Legs are gonna be totally destroyed after this. And then we gotta run. It's a 37K bike course, super long. Anyway, I gotta get a swim and get some dinner. Okay, it's morning of day 2 here in Germany. Today I'm headed out to run the run course and do another swim. I'm gonna ride my bike over there so I don't have to deal with parking. Point of the morning here, I'm gonna take these shoes. These are the Cloud Boom Echoes, not the Echo 3. I do pretty much all my tempo runs in these. And on certain occasions I can do XTERRAs in them. Looks like the run course here is not technical, and I think these might be the best shoe versus their trail racing shoe that I can use if I think it's gonna be muddier or more technical. Just a 50-minute run with some 30-second pickups. Coming up on 11 a.m., which is about race start time, and it feels like it's about 1,000% humidity and pretty warm. It's gonna be toasty.
Alles Mögliche, um an so einer Sache teilzunehmen. Ja, ebenfalls begrüße ich natürlich aufs Herzlichste die Vertreter von Sponsoren, die uns sehr, sehr wichtig sind und die wir bieten in einer gewissen Weise auch eine Lebensqualität oder ein Stück Lebensqualität, was durch
do you want to put the pedal on the metal on the bike course?
We will see, because with these guys they are riding really fast and it's very difficult to do a plan. So I
All right, it is. It's already short track day. I'm gonna get down there, check the bike in, get everything set up, and then probably try to sit in the car with the AC on and off. I think the game plan for today is just go hard, but as quickly as possible. Cool off after the race and eat and cool down and get ready for the main event tomorrow.
assume you first. Just stand there.
Yeah, just
Okay, it's Saturday morning now. It's the morning of the main race. Last night was kind of a rush with finishing up a short track and trying to get a little cool down in and get back to the hotel and get dinner and go to sleep, and not much sleep happened. Taking like 100 milligrams of caffeine at 5 p.m. for a short track race and then trying to go to sleep at 9 is a trick. But short track went really well. The one frustration was that I found out like right before the start that swim skins aren't allowed. But it ended up being fine. The first buoy on the short track is about 40 meters away, so it was pretty hectic getting there. I did get completely dunked, and I came out of the water like in 5th or 6th position after the Australian exit at 200 meters, and I was able to get into like 3rd place, just a little bit behind the leaders after the second loop. But I felt significantly better in this short track than I did in Alabama. I think all like the 30-30s, power hour type stuff I've been doing on the bike and the hill repeats have definitely been helping. I only got to pre-ride the course. I did 1 lap on it, so my first lap in the race was a bit rough. Second lap was a little better. Third lap was significantly better. First lap running, I guess I left T2 in 7th position or so, and I was able to catch one guy on the second lap of the run in the sprint. If I'd had maybe another 100 meters, I think I might have been able to get up to 5th, maybe 4th place, but it was all really close racing, like 20 seconds to first, 5 seconds to 4th for me. And I don't know, it was just really encouraging that I felt like I just kept getting stronger and stronger through that race. And it was only 25 minutes, so I'm hoping that bodes well for today's racing in the regular distance race. I'm just hoping that it's going to be long and hard enough that like attrition will take over. So anyway, I was just like up this morning and up last night, just like kind of mind firing on all the stuff I want to work on, and also just feeling like today could go really well. So it's 8 a.m. I'm gonna have breakfast at 8:30. That's 3 hours before race start at 11:30. Change my tire pressure a little bit maybe, but just try to do a little mental reset here and go for it again. All right, it's Sunday morning, day after the race. I figured I would give myself not quite 24 hours to process before saying something. Felt pretty good about how this was going to go after last night's short track. Maybe a little bit naive of me since they're completely different races. The short track was pretty flat with a couple 10-second punchy climbs, and this was 3,000 feet over 36 kilometers of climbing. Very steep climbs. Had a good start, had a good swim. Got on the feet of Jens Roth, who is always the first out of the water at European XTERRAs by a significant margin. Came out of transition together, and I just kind of went into like 70.3 plus mode. Just trying to push between like 320, 340 watts. Unfortunately, I was gapping Jens a bit and kind of stair steps as you go through some asphalt roads, gravel paths. But you're still just kind of like on the approach to the mountain. It's just the mountains. I was really hoping that we'd be able to work together until like at least the first climb. But I think he just went harder on the swim and wasn't able to do that. So I was solo for the most part until the first climb. And it's like hard to really say where the first climb starts, but I think it was like about 25 minutes into the race, the whole group caught me. Lucas Kochar was just basically pulling the whole field, and I hung with them for a little while, but it was like pretty obvious to me that they were a lot fresher than I was. Having ridden in a group on that like stair-steppy climby section, and when we got to like the real climb, it goes up to, I mean, these climbs go up to like 20%. And you're just on fire roads. It's like, I just still, despite having done a bunch of hill repeats since the last one of these that I did, I just don't have it in my legs. And I mean, just like based on the timing and stuff, I think that the lead group did slow down just like I slowed down, but I just slowed down way more. And unfortunately, the descending here is also on the same stuff. And it just kind of requires a willingness to risk at a level that I'm not really comfortable with. But some other people came by me. Kieran McPherson caught up to me, along with a couple other guys. I don't know their names. On the way back into town, on some of the chunkier descents, past 3 guys from that lead pack who got flat tires. Coming into T2, I don't know what position I was in, but I guess I was in 8th or so. Had a really good first run lap, second run lap, just kind of got hot. And I ended up 5th place. My conclusions coming out of this are that Germany was beautiful. This race is such a cool race in terms of like the organization and the people and the pride, and the town here is beautiful, but the type of mountain biking is not the type of mountain biking that suits my strengths yet, hopefully. But if I want to be competitive for the podium at World Championships in Italy, it's just like this, from what I'm told. And if I want to do well there, I think I just need to not ride single track at all until then. Just do hill repeats on my mountain bike, either on the road or on fire roads. Hardly swim, and just do tough trail runs. Like the type of skills that I have and the trails that I'm used to riding don't really have any sort of impact on these style of European races, and the swimming doesn't seem to have really much impact. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not gonna stop swimming, obviously, but definitely de-emphasize that. So that's that. If you like really brutal climbing and a good sense of accomplishment for completing something, XTERRA Germany is rad, and the after party is legendary. On to the next one. Thanks for watching.